kind time.
So professional.
So perfect. Look at that, using fades and stuff. Maybe one day we'll actually get full on transitions made and stuff. Who knows?
Never.
Uh-uh. Default or
That
bust.
that goes against our initial thing of if you're gonna do something, do it 3/4 of the way.
Do it most of the way, and
Do it
just
roughly 70% of the way.
do it so roughly approximately 70%. Yeah, that tracks actually. Uh, all things considered, that tracks.
Yeah.
As someone who mostly designed that rule, yes, that tracks.
You I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe I've set the standard and lowered it that low.
Um yeah.
I don't even.
So
Do we even? I don't even. Oh, we do get it. Oh wait, there's a new
oh
one.
shit.
Oh
Oh
shit,
shit.
it's a new sticker. That's one of the two missing stickers. It's fish bones.
Wow.
Powerful.
What a treat. What a
I
delight.
I don't know what
What
we're
the
going to do with this.
what a thing to come back on.
That's you know what I'm honestly excited for that because that is a new one we didn't have, and that is one step closer to completing the final room.
We are literally missing one.
And
And then
it
we'll
goes in
have
whatever the window is.
yeah.
What happens when you click it?
It just does a little wiggle.
Is this Pantsfish's dad? Is this just Pantsfish's dad?
This is deep in the lore.
This is deep lore. The
Is
deep kind
this,
of
is this, is this the skeleton fish of having to deal with boomer parents?
God, yes, it is now. Oh goodness.
This boomer fish refused to change, and look now they're
Look
just
what
a
happened to him.
fossil.
Yeah, now he's just a fossil, and everybody makes fun of him for being a fossil. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Uh,
What an exciting thing for our second recording
yeah, no,
on YouTube,
unbelievable.
which we have now,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. Which you're probably watching this on. Also, hi, hello.
Yeah. Uh,
Maybe.
the first episode took a second. That not gonna lie, that was partially on me. That was partially on you.
Yeah, it was a
But
little bit of both.
it is launched as of like 10 minutes ago.
You know what? That's fine. Again, 70% of the way, it is getting done, and the 70%, the 30% missing there was the on time part.
I I do genuinely believe that we can make a production pipeline that works for us where we can get
We really
everything
could.
out on
We really
schedule.
could. It would just require us putting just more effort towards it, and maybe one day we'll do that.
I I believe that we can get there.
I believe we will.
I believe that we're going to get there in like approximately a month.
Yeah, I think once we get into the rhythm, it'll be fine.
So,
I agree completely.
but for now,
As always.
as stated, content warnings. Neil the safety seals
Hello.
here,
Hi, Neil.
hopefully,
He's there. He's up and going.
and let's talk about some shit.
Let's talk about stuff.
This
This
is
is
a
a
reasonable
Yeah, this is a
one to
concern.
talk about.
I've been at this job for almost 2 years. I really love the people around me. Last week, I applied internally to a position that I'm interested in, but I've been so comfortable in this position. Now I'm a nervous wreck, even though nothing happened yet.
Mm.
Comfort. There's like a saying involving comfort. It's like comfort is the I can't even think of it, but it was basically a commenting on like how comfort is not a good thing. And my point that I was going to get to is like that's bullshit. It's okay to be comfortable. Comfortable is where we all should strive to be.
Right.
But you like this is a position you want, so uh,
Yeah, like as long as you're like comfortable and content, right?
yeah.
Like
The other,
because there's definitely something to be said about like um being in a situation that is like comfortable for you, but like
mhm.
you're not necessarily content in it.
Yeah, there's a difference between being like comfortable and being contented, and like this is the difference of those two is like you can be comfortable and okay with where you are, knowing that like you might not be as happy as you want to be, but this is fine. You're not like struggling. You're not like you have a home, you have food, like those like necessities are met. But it's the difference of that and actually enjoying the job or like the position you have.
Yeah. Like,
Like,
enjoying what you're spending most of your day
yes,
doing,
yeah,
right? Like,
because
that's a
that's
big
an important
thing.
thing. Yeah, that's an important distinction to make. Because if you hate the work you're doing, then it's just going to be not. It's going to be rougher to go get in and go every day.
We talk about it, and I don't think there's nothing necessarily anything wrong with um
Working for the paycheck.
disliking
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Mhm.
as long as you're like not doing anything that makes you like uncomfortable, you
Yeah.
know.
If you're not
Uh,
uncomfortable, if you're not sabotaging the job around you or like the things that are important to like
yeah,
doing the job at a functional level, yeah.
but it seems like this asker has the ability to like gain some upward momentum in a company, in a situation where they are happy, and
Yeah.
that's a
That's a rare.
cool
Yeah, that's a
and
good.
rare thing.
Yeah, I'm happy for you because like the other part of this equation is that if it's an internal position, the people that you spent 2 years around will still be there. You just may not see them every day, and that is tough.
Yeah,
But you're not
yeah,
like
and
losing
like
too much.
there's plenty of ways to like stay in touch even if
Hmm.
you're not seeing each other. I know uh Jenna's brother Pete has like a Discord server with all of the people that he like knows from Domino's, even though he doesn't work at Domino's
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So
Lots of those like group work chats are still available, and just because you're like leaving to go somewhere else doesn't mean you're cool and you're kicked out anymore, right?
right.
So don't be afraid to keep in touch, and you like if they really do care about you, because that's the assumption and that they do, is like they will like make sure to hold out with you, they'll check in with you, and they'll stay with you, and those bonds that you made at this job and at this particular section of this job are going to be more lasting than you might initially think. I can even think about, uh, you know, there are several people even changing jobs that I kept in touch with for a while, for the short period of time where I was job bouncing. And for a while, like I kept in touch as much as I could. And then after a while, I was just like, I can't keep this up anymore. I'm sorry. And it just kind of fell apart. But, do your part to make sure that you are like doing the good friend, reach out, offer to like grab drinks after, whatever is comfortable
Mhm.
for you and things like that. But know that this is like a good experience ahead. Like you would regret not taking the chance to at least find out what happens too. Like just because you're comfortable doesn't mean that you have to stay exactly where you are. I'm gonna go find that quote anyways because now it's bothering me. Uh, there was. I wish I could find it. Shoot. No, those are wrong ones because they're about like get out of your comfort zone. No. My comfort zone's comfortable. I don't want to leave my comfort
Are you just looking up the Facebook mom quote?
zone. Trying to. It's not going very well. I don't know where it is, but it's not going to be there.
The our recurring segment, Facebook mom quotes with Sam.
No. Live, laugh, stay in the comfort zone. Or like my comfort zone is inside a taco is like one of those like it's like that's like the square and it's my comfort zone is a taco tortilla. You laugh. You laugh, but that's like someone's done that. That's the thing.
Right.
But yeah, it's all about like explore the opportunity. Worst case, you can always tell it no, and know that your friends are like your like work friends are going to be supportive of you. It doesn't hurt to lean on them and keep in touch as best you can. You made those friendships, and it's 2 years, but it is worth you looking out for you and trying to better your own life too in these ways. So it's going to be scary. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's always scary when you apply to find out like new jobs or new positions or whatever, but it'll pass before you even realize it.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is the cup of coffee of upward momentum.
yeah, the
The business coffee.
empowering you to go forward. That's interesting fact, but not a question.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
I like pieced together most of this.
Yeah,
Uh, and I think
we,
we can do this. I think we're good.
we can.
All
Okay.
right. My leader told me to be active, make friends. They really like drinking. The, Today they wanted me to drink white spirits, which I assume is supposed to be like a white wine. I hate this a lot. I'm really anxious about my introverted character. How can I open my heart? They're my colleagues. I'm going to break down.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can just.
there's no there's nothing in the rules that says
Mm.
that says that you like absolutely have to uh do
Did
these
did
things.
I tell you about what happened at my internship regarding a similar thing to this?
No.
Okay, so
The old training school?
the old training school. So I'll make this brief, but during my internship, we both, for context, we both had the same internship site, so we both had the same supervisors, different times. Um, our supervisors were very much like very old boomery type of people, where they're very set in their ways. They know what they want, and it's going to be their way. You have to learn their way. You have to do things their way. Fine, sure, whatever. You can play ball, but so like I'm going about my days like you know, it's like month 3, 4 of my internship. I'm just kind of keeping myself because very much like we're there for 8 hours. We do a bunch of work. We like go home and and then it's just like, I don't really want to sit and like talk to anybody. I don't really want to do anything. Like, I'm tired. I've done like 5, 6, 7 sessions today. I am done. And somewhere
Hmm.
in just the middle of like I'm like outside of my office in like a common area doing work on like a computer, and I'm just sitting there typing. And one of my supervisors comes up. Steph, it's Julie for us. She comes
Yeah.
out and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I just kind of look up and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?" She goes, "Well, you're awfully quiet. You haven't like said anything to anybody, and you're not really like talking to us. You're kind of just sitting there doing work." And I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of paperwork to do. I kind of just do my sessions and go home. I don't really have anything to say. And she's like, "Oh, well, you should really try to be more sociable and more friendly when we're passing and just sitting around like doing our paperwork." And I'm like,
No.
"No, like I don't want to. One, I don't want to. Two, like I have nothing to say to you. And three,
Right.
I just don't want to. Like I'm tired. Like this is like some of us did 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions today, and some of us sat around kind of doing question mark.
Some our supervisors don't have to do any sessions
Yeah,
because their interns
because
do
their
them.
interns are doing it. So the point of that story being, it's okay. Mind you, I didn't change because I acknowledge that like this is a critique of like you should be more sociable. Is like a critique of someone who is uncomfortable with you as who you are, not necessarily like they are not accepting or they're not okay with how you're being. That doesn't mean you have to change that. You are allowed to be how you want. You are allowed to be as introverted, extroverted as you want, or as you're comfortable being. uh, should you choose and like want to open up to coworkers, like that is something you can slowly work on. Find someone, makes just include yourself in small talk and things like that. But it has to be on your terms and like your desires, right? Like that is the important thing. Is that um, as an introvert, taking those small steps that you want and you feel comfortable with are the biggest step of
Right.
being more extroverted, I guess, in some ways.
All right.
Yeah,
Follow me on this
I'm
one.
here.
The Pokemon substitute doll of
Oh my gosh.
your work personality.
Yes, no, that upon saying that, that actually does look like the Pokemon substitute doll.
That's
I'm with it.
exactly.
Yeah, I see it now. I had marked this title as preparing for spring break anxieties, and these are all just work anxiety.
Yep.
I guess.
The gamers are older now.
Man. This is okay. So similar question, different like desires here. I think it's worth doing that because what this is like the follow up question to this actually in regards. The new workplace is so stressful on me. I'm trying to do my best, yet I'm making small mistakes. Even the others feel like an outsider and not a coworker. What do I do to open up to people and feel welcomed?
Yeah. Um I mean like you are like it's okay to be making mistakes, especially while you're still like
New there.
learning and new.
Yeah.
You can ask people for help.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
use that as kind of an in to talk to people. It could
Yeah.
be a thing.
Any small kinds of comments of like just finding a way in to getting like it's always like small things. I think for me especially when I was like younger and trying to learn how to do like socialization and like getting into groups, it was just kind of a lot of being on the periphery and like just if there was a group of like coworkers like talking about something, I would just kind of walk up and be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And not like force my way in, but just kind of sit on the outside and watch and be like, "Okay, cool, what's going on?" Am I, you know, and sometimes it's just small steps like that to just being like, "Oh, being aware that I am here is a step towards getting talked to about something." Or if you have relevant information to something, it's as easy as just like, "Oh, let me, help, offer to be there for people and things like that." It's all the small steps that you feel comfortable with. Whatever you feel you can give to uh being sociable, I think. Anyways. I don't know. I'm way more extroverted than most introverts, so I
Mm,
I am not a good like person for this.
yeah, I
You are
wouldn't. I
you are the
wouldn't.
better.
I wouldn't necessarily call you an introvert.
Mm,
Like,
I don't
I
go
mean,
looking for it half the time, but like when I get the light, I am in it. That's kind of
right.
the thing.
When you get that socialite square, you sure are getting that
Yeah, that's the thing is put me.
extra
Yeah,
omnivam.
yeah. As as gamer terms knows, yeah. Yeah, no, that's me though. So like my advice may not be the perfectest, but no, just make my words not the perfectest. Uh, but yeah, it's at least to my like coming out of my shell was like small steps, things that made me feel like things that I felt comfortable with doing, and just trying to find the people that also looked like they could use someone to talk to.
Hmm.
I don't even have like a comedy answer for that either. I wanted to say like, and if that doesn't work, just throw yourself as hard as you can into the nearest conversation and yell loudly. But that's not even true. Like that's not even funny. It doesn't work.
Right.
Big anxious frog. I love these ones. I love these ones. Okay. I'm 29 years old and I'm feeling behind in life. I haven't found a job that I like yet, no girlfriend, and I struggle to make choices if I want to study more. It feels like I'm a puzzle piece that doesn't fit anywhere on this giant puzzle called society. I'm a bit afraid to be honest. Hey, you are a valid puzzle piece. And maybe you're just in the wrong. Like, here's the thing, ready? Maybe the rest of the world isn't ready for you. Maybe
Here's the thing about the puzzle piece
it
metaphor
doesn't work.
is like this person is they're like it's like they're trying to be a puzzle piece and
Yeah,
like the fucking rest of the world is playing
like
like
Jenga.
3D Jenga Tetris.
Yeah,
Like there is no fitting in.
yeah.
There is no puzzle
There's no
piece
timeline
that
to this
like
stuff,
there
right?
is no puzzle piece that doesn't fit.
Yeah,
There is no timeline. Like it doesn't like
these are all just like
you
things that were pushed onto us, right?
yeah, like it doesn't matter if you don't have a girlfriend or a
Yeah,
boyfriend or
or like a
whatever by a
job,
certain
or yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like that shit doesn't matter. Like society wants you to think that that shit matters,
Hmm.
but like it doesn't. What
No,
matters is being like healthy and comfortable and
happy in
happy as
yourself. Yeah.
we careen towards the inevitable heat death of the universe
Yep.
together.
Yep. I mean, that is a lot of it, and yeah, because a lot of it is, and like, there's no wrong. Like, I think it's worth also taking a look. Why do you feel like this? Is it just because like there's some expectation on you that you're like is like an outside pressure that's making you feel like you're supposed to have all these things? You know, it's worth the introspection just to see like why do I feel like I need to hold these expectations up? Why aren't the things I want in quotation marks? Because maybe you do want these, maybe they're just you think you want them because it's what you're supposed to do. Why can't I meet these things? And that's the other kind of part too to that I think is looking at this whole thing as this whole like questions and figuring out where do you really fit in. You want to put yourself into a puzzle, put yourself into the puzzle of why do I feel this way? Solve that puzzle first, and then you can make yourself the big 4D L piece Jenga that will stop the tower from falling into a Tetris and clearing itself 4 lines at a time. I don't know if I got all those metaphors right, but close enough, I think. I don't know. Gaming. More gaming. I got there.
Right.
And then, like, because a lot of this is like, if you want, do you want to go back to study more? Like, a lot of these things are just questions you have to stop and think and answer about. You're like, get your own answers to. Uh, is it something you really want? What are you going to go study if you do go back and like do more schooling? If you don't know what you want to do, there's like no point, you know? Figure out what you really truly want in your soul of souls or body of brains of meat Gundams, and then go from there. Once you know what you actually want or what is important to you, then you can start looking and saying, how do I achieve those goals? And I mean, just fuck society, anyways. Like they're always trying to tell you what to do, and they have no right. Society always wants to tell you what to do. It's not your job to conform to society's desires, especially in current year where a lot of these traditional societal standards are breaking by the year. Honestly, stuff like polyamory is now becoming like way more mainstream, way more accepted. Um,
Yeah.
choosing to
Fucking
be,
houses are
yeah,
expensive.
yeah, like living with friends, living in like shared housing is like almost a mandatory if you want to own property now. Like working just because it's a paycheck is now way more uh, not maybe not accepted among the most people. Knowing you're like worth at a job, like working at a job that treats you fairly, but also just a paycheck is like a totally fine thing, as opposed to like my job is my life. Or oh god, what was the quote that was said recently? People want to work because it's a respectful thing to it's because they earn their respect and their dignity. No, no, I don't. This has nothing to do with my
Yeah.
dignity.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Like,
dignity's out the window when you haven't changed fucking minimum wage
yeah,
in 50 years or whatever it's been.
yeah, it's it is yeah. It's definitely the case of figure out the things that'll make you happy, work towards those things, and then fuck society because they're not really looking out for you at this point.
It's a vibe check.
That's a big vibe check. Yeah. I mean, that first sentence I would agree is probably true. So, you got feelings?
We can do this one, sure.
I was thinking about the past, but can people gaslight others without realizing it? If someone denies how you feel and say that that's not because of this reason but another reason, is that a sign or is that just them being normal? I don't know if I'm using this term right.
It is them being normal
It is
in their
in their
eyes,
eyes.
but it is also gaslighting.
Yes.
Like you like we don't just get to like pick and choose what is and isn't gaslighting
Mhm.
or abuse
Or
or any other thing. You
any
know,
yeah.
it's not about um authorial intent,
Mhm.
right? So like authorial intent in this case being like what did you mean to
Yeah.
say or what did you mean to get across? If you meant to say something or do something in a certain way but like it came across as like kind of gaslighty to someone, then like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's like on them to have the courage to call you on it and for you to have the courage to like acknowledge that and be better.
Mhm. I think it's
um
yeah, it's entirely possible for and it, like to give that like a formal answer. Yeah, it's entirely possible to gaslight others without realizing it. There are times
yeah,
where you just think you might be explaining yourself or trying to like not necessarily like deny or change something, but you might just be saying trying to like explain yourself, and like Steve said, if something comes off wrong, oops, oops, the valve's
Mhm.
open, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like it's not the end of the world. You
Mm.
can certainly like excuse me.
Sorry.
It's not like
It's not like
you
a
know
one like an accidental or like a one time thing is not a. I don't think that's like a total breaker.
right.
I think once it becomes like a recognized thing where it's happening multiple times and it's clearly like a pattern, that's when you have to stop and go like, okay, well, like this is I have real concerns. Like before, maybe it was like an accident. Maybe you're just like trying to explain yourself very badly multiple times. No, something's got to happen. No, this is not okay.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, and like Steve has kind of said, it is up to you to figure out what does that mean to you, and is it gaslighting? Is it this thing I think it is? Because from the other side, they may not know they're doing that. They may just be thinking they're just trying to talk things out, work through problems, explaining their own feelings, and it may just come off that way. It may just appear that way. But that's why you have to be clear in your communication. So if you think it's happening, call it out. If you think something's misunderstood, talk about it. It is a measure of abuse and a measure of control, but it is something that you have to like be on top of because that's like the unhealthy way of interpersonal. That's like the unhealthy measure of interpersonal. You need to keep it healthy by keeping communications open, talking about feelings, talking about what's going on, and then working together towards change. But that's like not necessarily attached to this question, but that's just like a small tangent to that. Uh, I would argue, yeah, like as long as you feel you are, as long as you like, it's one of those things I feel like what that like you can't really describe it, but you know it when it happens for the most part.
Mhm.
Like that's the thing is it's very hard to describe. Like I could pull up a verbal definition of gaslighting, but like I also give me a paragraph and you may not even recognize it's happening sometimes until you've like experienced it
Mhm.
at like various degrees of it to really know. So if it feels weird, say something.
Yeah.
And that just kind of is a rule for most of life too. I think in a lot of ways, if like it feels off, it feels bad, it feels weird, like cut it, stop, and figure out what the hell's going on to make it not feel weird.
Yeah. This fish.
This fish, very anxious fish. No, thank you, sir. Please don't. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't mind us. We're just reporting. We're doing a quick report on that. Uh, just some worrying nonsense. Just some worrying things that we are gonna send to the devs. They'll take care of
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. So like we talk all the time about how like there's a lot of uh like uh there can be
There can
occasionally
be.
some like very worrying messages, and there's good tools in place to for like the devs to get in touch with people and
Mm-hmm.
reach out to them, but like as just like casual players of the game we can't really do
Nope.
much other than like reply. So when we see them we report them,
Yep, we
and
just
that's
report. We report and go on, and we trust that the devs, who are very good about this, they see it and they go and they take care of it. They pass along the information they feel appropriate.
no. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean this is a pretty straightforward one, I feel.
I'm with you. I've never felt this kind of doubt with a friendship before. We have so much fun together. They're so kind, yet I feel left out the rest of the time. He always remembers and notices, yet he stays away. I feel so lost. I want to be close, yet I always fall behind. It's as if I can never have the bond they have.
I mean, like, it's not on them
Hmm.
uh to like make you feel included all the
Hmm.
time, and like a bond that two people have might be something that you can't have because it's between those
Yeah.
two individuals. You know, it's different than,
Yep.
which is a different situation than, you know.
Nope. I agree
Yeah.
completely. Like you've nailed it. It's it's interpersonal. This is interpersonal relationships, right? It is you in person. That is exactly the relationship that you have with each other. If you aren't okay with where this relationship is, if you're feeling there's something off about it, it is worth checking in with the other person to be like, hey, I feel like this. See how they're doing. See what's going on with them. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they're fine. Maybe they don't even realize that this is a problem. Maybe it's something that they just kind of are going about their day, and this is something that they can work with. Keeping those communication lines are going to be important. And yeah, like this is like you said, it is not this other person's job to make you feel always included. Like,
Yeah, but if you want to feel closer to this
mhm,
person and or the other person that
that
is
they're
being mentioned in this, like, talk to them
talk to
about
them.
it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It,
have that conversation with them and just say like,
hey,
yeah,
yeah. I think the extended part to this is recognized when you may be asking too much too, because I think there is a point where you can ask too much of something. If you are spending the majority of your time around someone, but you're away from them for a couple hours a night, whatever it is, and that's starting to have effects on you mentally, emotionally, whatever it may be, I think that's worth investigating yourself because it's not necessarily healthy to have that much of investment into one singular person. At least in my opinion, people may feel differently, but that's my take. Like, it is not, I don't think it's healthy to have that much of investment in a single person to where if that single person is not giving you uh, like enough attention, enough whatever you're looking for, uh, it's like it's just not right. Like it's not fair to that person. I think it's worth introspecting to that and seeing what needs to change in the relationship. Like a little jealousy is like a healthy thing. Also minding because like this is a little bit of that last part. Is it is okay to be jealous in a little bit. The question is, what do you do with that emotion? Jealousy and acknowledgement that like somebody has something better than you, something has something different. That is a normal emotion. That is a normal and valid emotion. It's what you do and how you act on it. If it's causing you to lash out at people or like act differently or act negatively towards this third person, that's something you probably need to check on because your emotions don't give you the right to behave particular ways, which is like a weirdly put sentence, but I think I got that across well enough.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Your emotions are valid, your actions are not always valid.
Mm-hmm. Or like can sometimes come from a place of not
Not
good.
yeah, like from they come from a not yeah, they come from a not good place. They come from
Yeah.
a place of like of just like bad intents. That happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little fried today.
It's okay. It's all right. I got it. I got it, fam. I got words for fucking days.
Mailed.
Nailed here. Communicate. Bam. Talk about stuff.
Let's talk about sunk cost fallacy.
Let's talk. Let's talk about burn it down, rebuild it into ska again. I've been feeling very lost in life. I wish I could just forget the life I spent the last couple years trying to build in the city and start over somewhere. Everything I've done here feels like such a wasted effort. Oh no, Neil. Neil, I told you to move.
Neil, come on, man.
It was safe, I promise.
um,
Tell us
yeah.
about sunk cost fallacy, Steph.
So like, if you like moved into a new place to try to kind of make a life for yourself, and you've been doing that steadily, and you're finding that either it's not quite working out the way you wanted, or it's not quite what you were hoping it would be, or that sort of thing. Like, there is nothing wrong with, like, just
Cutting it and
going about your business elsewhere.
yep, nope. There's nothing wrong with saying this didn't work. Let's as long as you have the safe means to do it, I think is the other like caveat to that. Like
Yeah.
if like you have a place to live and it sucks, don't like give that up and go live on the street.
Yeah, like if you want to start over somewhere, don't just be smart about it.
Yeah.
Don't like just go do it like they do in the movies. That shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
But like, while you're in this place kind of running out
Mm-hmm.
like a lease or something like that, be looking for like jobs in
Yep.
another place.
Yep.
See what the cost of living is, like see how much money you're making, how much you have saved up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sometimes
just be practical about it, because I
sometimes
think
yeah, I think you're right. Sometimes it means moving back in with mom and dad or sibling
Mhm.
or other friends. There's no shame in that. Like if it means that it gets you out of a place you aren't happy and content with, and it means you get the chance to kind of rebuild, it's fine. Take it. Uh, as long as you have a safe place to do that, be it like some sort of family member or friends that will help you out, it's okay to do that. But yeah, it's okay to acknowledge like you've acknowledged this isn't working. It's not trying. It's not like what you thought it was going to be. Just plan out your next step. Take it some time, figure out what you want to do, and then go from there. Because maybe you move out to the farmland and start an entire opposite end and try that way. Maybe you go to a different city and try again. Maybe you have to, like I said, move forward, like move back in. Um, you know, think about your options. Think about what you can do, what you can safely do right now, and what will benefit you and what will you think may make you the happiest in the long term, and then go from there. Uh, life is nothing if not science, right? Like as Steve's kind of wrote there, like we experiment with stuff, we fail, sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it goes great success and we get all the things we want, but you just got to find the things that are looking for and just keep trying.
Easy moving track.
Easy moving truck. Easy moving truck indeed.
Okay,
You got it.
this seems fine.
Okay. In my first year of college, I had no friends. I tried being spontaneous, outgoing, etc., but no one cared about me. I was so scared that I didn't eat in school a single time the whole year. Now, going into my second year, I really can't see myself getting through it.
Um, so the thing that stands out to me here is like, I tried to be spontaneous,
Yeah.
but no one cared about me, and it's like, yeah, like people are under no obligation to care about
Mm-hmm.
you if you're going out and doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
The courage comes in when you like keep trying,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So like if you tried it like once or twice or whatever and it didn't work out that well, like you got to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's plenty of ways we've talked about like clubs, like
Mm-hmm.
gaming clubs or theater clubs, or pick
Whatever.
pick literally whatever
Yeah.
you're interested in, uh, as a means to kind of like organize uh, with and like meet other people who are into similar things than you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's plenty of resources like that available.
Yep.
Um, I think question asker here can get through it, and I
Yeah.
believe it.
I believe in them too. I think the other thing that is a little concerning though is the idea that they like are it's affecting their life, like they're not eating,
No,
but
they're
well, they
not
weren't
eating
eating
at
in
the
school, they're
school,
not at
so
the
it's
school,
like
yeah.
getting lunch. If they're
Yeah, it's going,
commuter.
yeah. Yeah, but like that is a problem, right? Because I don't know, like I say we didn't have necessarily like average college life because we were fucking booked to the brim in music school, but like that
Well,
is,
like in college, people don't meet each other in the
yeah,
cafeteria.
that's
Like,
true
you know,
too.
like that's a
Yeah,
thing in like high school and stuff. But like
yeah.
that's not a thing in college. Like
No, it's really not.
college cafeterias are full of people like cramming, studying, or homework while they're
Yeah,
like munching down their
yeah,
dollar peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on their way to
yeah.
their next
No,
bus.
my
You know.
yeah, my more thing was just like my point was going to be more of a like, it's not worth like not having like if it's not worth like starving yourself or like getting malnourished because of it. But then I remembered that like most like college students have like one or two classes a day, and if they don't eat on campus, they just pick something up somewhere else later. Like you can work around that. Oh no, did I think Steve blue screened? Oh no. Welp. Hi friends, it's just me. Hang tight because Steve will eventually be back. I'm pretty sure it's the old blue screen of death that just took him over. But to kind of just pause for a moment, thank you for hanging out with us while he's on his way back here. This is something we've been doing for a while, and finally making it in a podcast form has always been, or like a more show formal thing has always been kind of a nice thing we've wanted to do, and just kind of never really like gotten the like the chance to. So we appreciate you. Do that. Remember to do the like and the like, subscribe, and comment thing. Helps us. Oh, there goes the stream. Beautiful. He'll be back soon.
There,
Oh, hey,
there
he's
we
back. He's back now.
go.
Perfect.
The old blue screen.
Ye old blue screen. Yeah, yeah. It happens. Uh, but yeah, remember to do the YouTube things, the like, subscribe, comment. If you had particular things that like stood out to you or you want to contribute, we can't promise to respond, but we promise to at least acknowledge it, uh, and validate it. So
We can we can respond.
we'll probably respond. We're not doing anything.
I Sam probably won't look at YouTube comments, but I will.
No, I'll look at them eventually. I honestly do for the most part, but I digress. Well, that question's gone, so good luck to the person and that's our unfortunately that's gone to the void.
Right. Are we keeping going?
Let's get one more. We can do like one more. It's been about 45 minutes, so we'll round it out.
Alright, we already reported that guy.
Yep. I have feelings for this one.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. Where's Neil? There he is. Why is it that I feel alone even when I'm around friends and family? I have so much supportive people in my life, yet I feel so isolated and alone. Some days I just don't know what to do with myself and end up doing things I don't even enjoy. Why am I like this? So this is kind of like two questions, at least in my head, because like part one has one answer in my head and part two has different answer. But part one up there, why is it when I feel alone, even when I have so many friends and family? Let's talk about intimacy, friends, and not the intimacy your head immediately went to. But let's talk about like deep connections, deep friendships, deep relationships for a moment, because I think that is a lot of that. If you know and can acknowledge that people around you are being supportive, but you still feel like super alone, why don't you feel seen? It could be because maybe you aren't like, it may be because there's not enough of you out there into it. You can have connections, but maybe not put yourself out there. Steve, I know, could right now name like three things I love about me because we have such like Steve could name three of my favorite hobbies because we have such a deep connected friendship, right, Steve?
Yeah, it's totally that, not because we just like all the same things.
No, you can. Okay, you can name three things. I know you can do this. Name three things I like that you don't like, or that you don't necessarily have a care for.
Disc golf,
There's one,
bowling,
two.
which is just ground disc
Disc
golf.
golf.
Um, Overwatch.
Three. Perfect. Easy. Exactly.
Putting Renan's Hurricanes on Warwick's.
All right. To be fair, that is mostly accidental because I just build incorrectly like an idiot. But that is different. There's a difference between I'm putting it on there intentionally and I just built the wrong thing. Whoops, for the millionth
I
time.
know.
But I digress. Yeah, like, but it's that kind of a thing where, how much you feel connected into a relationship will depend on how much you put into it. You can always feel connected to, like, and know that you're supported, but maybe not feel like there's too deep of a connection just because maybe you haven't like sat down and like
Yeah,
had a conversation about stuff.
like your family too, like especially like for
Like,
folks of a certain generation.
yes.
uh like it's just hard to relate
Mhm.
because our lived experiences are so like vastly different. And
Mhm.
like sometimes, like, my parents are very supportive, and like even if we have very different kind of views on a lot of things, they'll still like we can still talk about it
Mhm.
for the most part. But like, yeah, it's the same kind of thing. So like maybe when you're still feeling lonely because you're not feeling fulfilled in your like
These
relationships with
chips.
your family,
Yep.
which is not quite a bad or a good thing. It just is.
Yeah.
And like, you get that sense of fulfillment from other sources.
Yeah.
I don't need my mom to know about like the sick uncontested Warwick game that I won
This morning.
in TFT like handily, easily this morning, because I can like tell Sam
Yeah.
that and he knows what's up.
Mm. That is a, to be fair, that is a very good feeling. That is a very, very, like, that is feels good. Yeah. But yeah, it is about, yeah, that's a lot of it. And then like part two there, some days I just don't know what to do with myself and end up doing things I don't even enjoy. Why do I do this? I think is kind of, again, like, that's, I think it speaks to that first part, is like searching for that. You're searching for
Right.
those deep connections to that, like in Prince of Family. You're searching for things to do because, like, and you may not even like them because you're trying to find something that brings you joy. So I think
Yeah.
it's worth noting, like, if you don't enjoy doing a thing you're doing, like, you don't have to. If it's like family's going bowling, they invited me, I want to be with my family but I don't necessarily like bowling, you can just go and like hang out with them, or like be like, no, like, I don't really want to, can I catch you guys after like dinner or something, and try to make a compromise to that. This has a big like searching for fulfillment in self and like the people around you, and it's okay to be doing that. The problem is like finding the stuff that is that stuff that brings you that joy and that fulfillment. And that's a lifelong journey, honestly. I still, like, mid early to mid 30s, I still don't think I've found everything that is going to bring me like joy in my life. I feel like I have some things, but I feel like all of those things are like most even more things that could bring me joy. Like, there's still so much things to be found, and I would say that that is a normal thing. Like, to search, to try to find that, to try to make those deeper connections, and like want to have fulfilling relationships with friends, family, others is a totally normal thing to have. It just becomes putting in yourself and figuring out what it's going to take to meet that level of fulfillment for you.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you like this? Because you're human. Because you are a human being, friend. You are an
Yeah.
actual just person. Yeah, like everybody struggles with these things. This is not. I would argue this isn't uncommon of a thing. This is stuff that everybody goes through at some point. Even if you don't realize this is it, you've probably gone through it. You're probably listening to this and being like, I've never gone through this. Yes, you have. You just may not have realized it,
Yeah.
or you may not.
Or maybe the answer was much easier for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Maybe the answer just came
maybe
naturally.
maybe you come from a long line of you know uh shoemakers, and like you grew up and like turns out that's the thing that you are passionate about, so like
Yep.
you're just gonna keep on keeping on with
Yeah.
that, and you're just gonna keep making those shoes.
I've thought about this several times because there are, like, on a similar tangent. I've thought about this because there's a local famous burger shop that I still occasionally work at, and it's acknowledged. It's been acknowledged even by the owner that, like, when he retires, granted he's like 40s, but like he's got like 30 more years. But like when he gets to that point, he's like, I don't know what's going to happen to the store. I'm pretty sure my child will not want to pick this up and keep going. So I don't
I mean,
know what's going to happen.
my yeah, my parents are doing the same thing with the music store.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
Like my parents know that neither me or my sister want the music show.
Yeah. So it's just like figuring out what to do with that is like a, like what happens and are you okay with the outcome of that is going to be something you have to kind of think about. So yeah,
Yeah, it's just the way the cookie
it
crumbles.
is the way the cookie crumbles. All right. Good kind time, everybody. Beautiful kind
Indeed.
time.
Good stuff. Hope everyone who is listening to this, either live or via the VOD, is doing well.
Yeah. Hope
Um,
hope this struck a chord for anything, at all. Good, bad, indifference.
you know,
Hope it struck a chord. Maybe it's a C minor chord. Maybe it's a G sharp augmented. I don't know.
a C sharp sus,
Ew. That's
a
ew. Ew.
C sharp sussy baka.
Ew. I hate that. I hate the sound of that chord. We're gonna have the new, hopefully able to get up episode of our music podcast soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
We'll see if we can get it not immediately blocked.
so keep an eye out for that. But thank you all. We'll catch you next week for more kind time, friends.